name is Aaliyah Kapili and I'm a 22-year-old classically trained singer. If you would like to get to know more about me, please check out my socials. I have links to them in the description down below and you can see them on this picture here. If you would like to make a reaction suggestion or to vote for a reaction suggestion, please check out my Patreon. I have a link to it in the description down below. And if you know anyone who would like to do a one-on-one voice lesson with me, please check the link in the description down below as well. Voice lessons are for any level, they're beginner friendly, and for any age, and I teach other genres such as pop or musical theater, so please help me spread the word. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you everyone for all your support. I really appreciate it. Today, I'll be reacting to The Offspring for the very first time, and I'll be checking out their song Self-Esteem. Special thanks to Matt Headley for this reaction suggestion and to all my patrons who voted for this suggestion. A little bit about them is that they are an American rock band formed in Garden Grove, California in 1984. Initially formed under the name Manic Subsidal, the band currently consists of lead vocalist and guitarist Brian, aka Dexter Holland, and I will be mostly analyzing his vocals for today's reaction. I am super excited to check them out for the very first time, so with that being said, now onto the reaction! Whoa, that was so cool. Before we move along, I just wanted to mention how I noticed in this era of music, there's a lot of bands and a lot of angstiness in the singing, which I love. And something technique-wise I notice is they would use a lot of brightness in tone, nasal resonance, or nasality to really bring out the angst. In other words, having like that whiny kind of sound. And that makes sense for having that angsty kind of sound. Also, really interesting how in the beginning, they were just reading and then there's some a cappella singing and then the song starts off with the drums. Really cool beginning. I will replay it a bit back and let's listen to more. Whoa, those belts were so impressive. He's got such clean and supported belts. And something I noticed in his singing that I find really cool is in the verses, he kind of chops it up. What I mean by that is that his phrases are not long lines. They're kind of stagnant almost. But then I would say when it comes to the belting parts, that's where he would sing like longer lines. And I think that slight juxtaposition is very cool to hear. Let's hear some of that awesome belting again. We make plans, go out at night. I wait till 2, then I turn out the light. This rejection got me so low. listening to this song makes you feel 10 times cooler. And that's kind of ironic because this song, I believe, is about how he's accepting this toxic relationship or abuse from this relationship because he's got no self-esteem. So I think there's some irony with the lyrics and how the music may make you feel if you didn't know the context. But I think it makes sense then why there's so much angst or whiny uh, sounds with like the singing. And also like the belts, I feel like the belts can kind of like represent the frustration. And I love the drums and the recurring guitar motifs or riffs in the song. Ooh, cool rhythm change. Before we check out that part, something I notice if I were to compare classical or opera singing to, let's say, rock or even pop, I notice how there's a difference with diction, I would say. And it's very subtle and very nerdy of me to bring out, but also in musical theater. So, musical theater and opera, I would say the words are always enunciated. It's very strict with having very clear words or clear pronunciation because the storytelling is very important. Then when it comes to this type of music, I notice there's more of a freedom to slur the words more, kind of like more of a freedom of self-expression. Not saying opera or musical theater there's less self-expression or freedom. I would say it's just in different ways because in opera and musical theater you're the storyteller. Meanwhile, in like pop or rock, you are describing the feeling, I would say. I know that's very nerdy of me to notice, but I think those are some cool facts to share. I love how catchy and angsty this song is, and he's got such great control over his voice. Like I mentioned earlier, he's got great belting, and I love how clean his tone is. And he overall just has such a great control over his sound. And I like all of the little vocal slides he adds too. I really hope the character of this song leaves the toxic relationship. Anyways, such an awesome song. I feel like listening to this song is such a perfect way to be introduced to this early 2000s rock band for the very first time. This rock band sounds incredible and I really enjoyed reacting to them today. That's the end of the video! I hope you all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye friends!